Hello everyone, welcome back to another kit review. We're going to be doing a double kit review today from Tamiya in 135 scale. This is continuing on with the old school cool theme that we're doing at the moment. I've got a 3.7cm anti-tank gun and a 7.5cm anti-tank gun. So the Pack 36 and the Pack 40. And yeah, these are older kits once again, but let's get cracking and see what you get. Okay, first out of the gate we've got the 3.7cm anti-tank gun. Now this was the standard German anti-tank gun at the beginning of the war. The army somewhat derisively nicknamed it the Dornknocher. It didn't have a very good penetration. It was great against light tanks, things like that, but anything sort of medium and above, it really struggled. They did manage to compensate for it somewhat by giving it a shape charge warhead, which it could actually fire, and it works in a similar function to a Panzerfaust or Panzerschreck, more like a Panzerfaust. But yeah, so shape charge warhead, and that was to help compensate for it somewhat, but eventually it was replaced by a 5cm and then going on to the 7.5cm. Now I wanted to get a 5cm, but unfortunately there isn't one in the Tamiya range, so I've just gone with the 3.7 and the 7.5 as well. And let's have a quick look at what you get. So I'll give you a bit of rundown on the history of the weapon itself. Basic crew set, basic weapon, ammo, and very simple instructions. So I'm not going to bore you too much with this. It's pretty much the same on both of them, both this and the 7.5, so we'll go through that as well. But yeah, very simple. This kit I'm actually going to feature in a diorama with the Panzer IV, which I'm planning, and I'm going to have the build video up for the Panzer IV very soon, so you would have seen the kit review of that. I've done the build, I'm just editing the video as we speak, so not far off. Quick look at the kit. So everything comes bagged, typical Tamiya fare. There are no decals, no decals, anything like that. So essentially you're not going to have kill markings for the gun or any divisional symbols on the shield or anything like that. It is an older kit once again, so this kit has been around since 1974, so it's been around the block for a little while. As such, it does show some of its age. Now everything comes bagged as with normal Tamiya. There's two trees, two main sprues. But if you have a look on the back side of this here, and we'll just zoom in on that for you so you can have a good look. So focus, there we go. Excuse me. So you can see the injector pin marks, and that's on the reverse of the gun shield. There's some on the supporting arm for the gun. So there's a few of them in there that need fixing. They have tried to put them in areas where they're not going to be overly noticeable, which is good. So even back then they were thinking ahead, but still you've got a bit of cleanup to do with these parts. It's not horrendous, but certainly you'd expect better from modern day kits. But for the age of this kit, it's perfectly acceptable. A little bit of flash, mold lines, but it's mainly those injector pins that you've really got to look out for. And let's have a look at the crew figures. So not a high part count, very simple kit. And you got your crew figures here. And they come on their own separate sprue, molded in a different colour. They've got the weapons, etc., etc., etc. Now the crew, they're not horrendous. They're not awesome. They're really neither here nor there. So just see if we can get a bit of a closer look on this here. You can see, I mean, there's a tab that needs to be removed. That's fine. But there are a few mold seams on these parts that really need some fixing. So like the old school Tamiya 135 figures, pretty much, you just got to tidy up the seam lines, mold lines. So you can see that there, it shows up nicely in the light there. And that's pretty much on all the parts. But it's easy enough to fix, and you can sand that back, and they will actually look quite good under a bit of paint. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to them. So I normally avoid doing 135 scale figures or figures in general. It's not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy it all that much, but I am looking forward to doing these, so it'd be good. Overall, very cheap kit. So yes, there are other kits out there on the market from different manufacturers that are better quality than this. If you're looking for something just a quick build, just a bit of fun, this is certainly a good kit, and it's going to go very well next to my Panzer IV, hopefully. So that's the Panzer IV there. That'll be coming in a video. As I said, I've done the build video, and you can see I've still got to do the matte coat on it. Shh, don't tell anyone. But I've done the videoing for most of it. I've just got to edit it, and that'll be up very, very quickly. But yeah, classic, old school, cool. Pack 35-36, 3.7 centimeter or 37 millimeter. Interesting little kit. Not a world-renowned weapon by any means, but still, yeah, fun and accurate to early war period as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Let's get on with the 7.5. Alrighty. 7.5 or 75mm anti-tank gun, Pack 40, L46 in 135 scale. Now, this kit has been around for a long while as well, but not quite as long as the other one. So this one's 1985, so it's been around for a fair while. But yeah, it is showing its age, but it is a very good entry-level kit, very cheap. You can pick them up for next to nothing, and you do get a good bang for your buck, considering how much you spend on them. They're really not much at all. 7.5 gun, probably one of the most famous German guns, pack guns throughout the war. They did have other marks, other sizes, 5 centimeters and 8.8s and so on and so forth. But this gun really was produced in large numbers and saw a lot of action during the war. So very well known. Looking at the box, similar to the Pack 36, you've got different crew figures. You've got different markings for the vehicle. I actually think on the Pack 36 it's only the one grey. Hang on. That was sloppy of me. Yes, it was. So it's just the one grey colour. It shows you mounting it in the half track there and the crew. Right, so back to the 7.5. So you've got very basic marking options, but sky's the limit. Do whatever you want. Once again, there's no decals with it, but that's pretty common, so I'm not too concerned about that. Instructions gives you a rundown of the vehicle. The pack gun itself, the 7.5, they used it in lots of different vehicles. It was in the Marder 2, it was in a whole heap of things. So it was certainly a reliable and well tested weapon, and it just shows you a nice photo there of the crew set up at the vehicle. Pretty basic instructions. There's not a heck of a lot to them. Once again, it's sort of like the other set of instructions. What I'm looking to do, I have noticed there's a couple of little errors in here, but nothing major. It's all very simple. If you spot the errors, you'll realise they're not going to affect the construction at all, so you just ignore them. Twin shields, a double shield, so front and back, and we'll have to check the injector pin markings on those. But very simple instructions, much like the Pack 36, a little bit more in depth than that, but still not a complex build. To get that knocked on the head pretty quickly. So you can see all that there, very simple. Everything comes bagged once again. We'll just show you the sprues. Alrighty, so here we have the sprues. 3 sprues, crew figures, and 2 for the gun. So let's have a look at the crew figures first. Once again, pretty simple. Basic little figures. There's not a huge amount of detail on them, but considering their age, they're actually really good. Flash, again, and mold lines, again. You're going to have to do the tidy up when you're making these. But not, it's just still not drastic. I've seen a lot worse kits, a lot worse figures rather, on much newer kits. So you can see the seams there. Bit of sanding, fix those right up. Obviously, once you've put it together, they will look pretty neat. You've got some ammo containers, I believe, and just the paraphernalia for the guys. Having a look at sprue B, let's have a quick look here. So you've got your wheels molded pretty well. Did you notice that? So we've got injector pin marks again to tidy up. Once again, they've tried to put them in areas where they're not really going to be all that noticeable. But yeah, you will have to tidy up quite a few of them. A little bit of flash, a few mold seams, things like that. So just try and show you that part there. So you can see there's a little bit of flash on the end of that. Not much, nothing drastic. It's not going to take you long at all. Now, the gun itself, those are the supporting arms for the gun. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm toying with the idea of actually having the pack gun being towed behind a half track. So as you see on the back of the packet there. So I haven't decided if I'm going to set it up with the crew and have it set up like in a lane in Normandy or something and have the half track separate, or if I'm going to put them together. I'm still mulling that over. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, pretty simple. Gun shields. You've got the support arms, the recoil arms for the gun itself. Molded okay. Look, you could go and get aftermarket stuff for this, but do you really want to? It's a basic kit. You might as well just go out and spend a bit more up front. If you're gonna drop money on aftermarket stuff for a kit like this, just go buy a better kit straight off the bat. But if you want to have a play around, by all means, this is a good little kit to muck around on, like most of their stuff, most of their older kits are. So once again, injector pin marks, they're pretty well hidden. I can't actually see any on the gun shield. There we go. Haha, spotted. So there are some there. You'll just have to tidy them up. There's not a great deal you can do about that. But once again, as you saw, they're not an easy to locate spots. And I'm just hoping I manage to find them all before I put a wash on and then they stand out. I'll be pretty upset if it gets to that. So, old school cool, 7.5 centimeter or 75 millimeter, pack 40. Great little kit. Once again, this cost me next to nothing. You can pick them up brand new, very cheaply. If you want a more accurate kit with thinner walls, I mean the thickness of the gun shield I think is pretty good, but you see a lot of them are done in brass now. So if you want something that's got all the ducks, guts, and bees knees, then yep, go buy another kit. But if you're looking for a quick build, a fun build, something that's not going to drive you up the wall, and certainly well worth having a look at. So there you go. Thanks for popping by. If you've got any questions, just shoot them out to me. I try to keep these brief, not go into a heck of a lot of detail. But yeah, I've covered most of what you need to know for this. But anything, just let us know in the comments. Old school cool, 75 and 37, love them. This and this are getting built up pretty much straight away. So that, as I was saying, the 37's going in a diorama that I'm doing, and we're going to be having a build video of this, the build video of the Panzer IV, and the diorama video comprising all the components. So we'll show you that. Now this one, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. I don't know, agony of choice, but that won't be far off either. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let us know. Please like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, whatever, and you'll see you for the next video. Cheers.